All right, we are live for the 72nd episode of the
Let's Go podcast. And once again, live on YouTube. I think it says live on YouTube. It's our new shtick. Um, we have a very short amount of time here. We're going to have another podcast a little later with a special guest. For now, we'd like to go through our HSL men's softball power rankings as we head into week 4 this coming Sunday. Week 1 was a short week, but it's still the 4th week of HSL spring softball. Let's get started. In the Legacy League, coming in at number 8 and remaining at number 8, struggling mightily, are the Margaret Teets Rehabilitation Center Rocky Bachner team. They played 2 games. We will not mention the score of the first game. They lost in a brutal fashion. The second game, they played a football game against Essen Poppers and lost 24-15. So, I guess the good news is they have some bats because it doesn't matter who you're playing against. And Essen doesn't have a dysfunctional field. So to put up 15 runs is something. But they got to do something about their outfield. Their infield's pretty solid. I watched them play. If they want to have any shot of winning a game this season, hopefully their outfield will put some more work in. Maybe they'll pick up a couple guys, which is not unheard of. It's a team game. You want to win. They have a really good hitting team. I'm not just saying that. Their top 5, 6 guys are actually really solid hitters. The pitcher's solid as well. And their infield. Decently solid. Their outfield needs some work. Hopefully they improve on that. Until they do, they'll remain in the 8 in the power rankings. Coming in at 7 and remaining at 7 is Addictive Ads. They split their doubleheader this past week. On the chain in the power rankings are the Essen Poppers. Although they did win a football game, game 2 of the doubleheader, they defeated, in my opinion, now they by far weakest team in the league. Game 1, they got absolutely torched by MS Motors, MS Motor Fireballs, losing 14-2. Zamapala claims they're a warm weather team, and until the warm weather hits, they'll continue to struggle. So we'll see how they perform the last 3 or 4 games. This Sunday again, it's supposed to be 50 or 51. I don't know if it considers that warm weather. Although I think they're getting pushed off this Sunday. So really, we'll see their next games for the Essen Poppers. We'll really see what's on because starting April 6th already. And then after Pesach, you'll be talking 60s and 70s. So, I guess in their first 4 games, right? They're 1-3 now. I'm pretty sure. Are they 1-2 or 1-3, Dave? I think they're 1-3.
1 and 2.
They're 1-2. Okay.
Wait, who? Which team?
Essen Poppers.
Yeah, 1 and 2.
One spot. They absolutely shocked the world Sunday, at least in my opinion. Joey Katz was not at all shocked. He actually predicted it. He told me before they're going to not only beat the Jules by DK Hungry Hippos, but they said they're going to torch Jules by DK Hungry Hippos, and that's exactly what they did. They mercied them. I wasn't at the game again. Unfortunately, softball is different than basketball in the sense where we have a bunch of games going on at a bunch of different locations. I myself play in the league as well. I did do some research. Joey pitched a fantastic game 1, and the Hungry Hippos really couldn't do much at the plate. And it was a very impressive win, which will allow them to move up in the power rankings. Again, game 2, they were very limited, and they lost a tough one to Annie's Kitchen. However, game 1 is really the main focus on for that for Annie's Kitchen, and they move up to number 5. Coming to number 4, probably the most, what's the word? Enigmatic? What's that word I'm looking for?
Enigmatic?
Yeah, just the most unpredictable team in the league by far, I think, is the Rise to Fly Black Sox and Doug Gottlieb's team.
Are they?
They are. They came out game 1. They destroyed the worst team in the league. They played a competitive game in the past against. They got destroyed also by Cobra Rentals, where they lost big. They were up big against Essen last week by 7 runs, and Essen cut it to 3 with 2 outs. And then they come out this week after absolutely demolishing Margaret Teets, and they. Why are you laughing?
I'm messaging with you on a burger. He said your mic is too low, but then he also said my good looks are distracting from what the content is. That's what made me laugh. But your mic, you need a new computer, Avi. It's
a brand new computer.
I don't know what to say. You got to return it. You got to send it back.
Let's see. Is this better?
A little bit.
Really?
No.
Is this better?
No. Yona, what do you think? He's texting me. I don't know if he's still watching.
Can't be heard?
Yona, do you think Avi needs a new computer or something, or a fix? Texted me back 20 laughy emojis.
I want to know. Is this better?
Not really. Avi, if it's, I think you got to know when to hold him and know when to fold him, and I think you got to
It's
fold.
Scott's computer. It's a brand new computer. What's going on?
I don't know, but
You could hear me though. I could hear you.
yeah. All right, go on.
Okay. Anyways, coming in at number 4 is the Reds to Fly Black Sox after getting absolutely destroyed.
Right, so that game, what I heard was I wasn't there for game two. At least I about a funny line because we won the first game, and then I said, "Oh, I got to run. My wife needs me." He's like, "Oh, you're leaving? You're leaving because it's cold." And I'm like, "Yeah, you're right." So I heard we had a defensive meltdown, so that might explain it. And we didn't have a lot of our regular squad there. About
I got
five
a lies
regulars
left.
left.
I got a lies left for game 2. All right. Well, for now they'll stay at 4. Coming in number 3 are the Rides to Fly Hungry Hippos. They moved
No,
down.
the Jules by DK Hungry.
Sorry, Jules by DK Hungry Hippos. They go down a spot, although they go down one spot. They got destroyed. However, they did play a really impressive first 3 games, so we'll give them the benefit of the doubt for that, and they'll still remain at number 3. Coming in number 2, and this is a team to look out for, and we're actually going to have a member of this squad coming up a little later today. The MS Motor Fireballs have honestly dominated the league, other than the one game against the Jules by DK Hungry Hippos, where they got mercied. Which again, there's been a lot of mercies, but it's been a lot of mercies from teams who've then gotten mercied by other teams. So like, it's not like you have the same teams beating up on other teams, because like Jules by DK Hungry Hippos mercied 2 teams, they got mercied twice. Who then those 2 teams who got mercied lost to the other teams they mercied. So like, it's a very all over the place type of. That's why it's hard to do power rankings right now, because teams that are getting mercied by certain teams are getting mercied by other teams who they then beat. So it's very all over the place. However, the MS Motor Fireballs, if I had to pick one team right now in the league to ride or die on, other than this number 1 team we're about to get to, it would be MS Motors. They have the best all around team that I've seen so far since through 4 weeks. Coming in number 1 and remaining number 1, destroying David Gottlieb's team, is the Cobra Rental Chihuahuas. Once again, making a case for them to be forced up into the Titan League for the next season. They come in at 4-0. They continue to dominate, and we'll see what happens. Let's go through Titan quickly. We have 2 minutes. Coming in number 6, Town Appliance. Played the Bombers, another tough team, as Town Appliance continues to get adjusted to the Titan League. They lost the game, I think, 12-5. They fell down big again in the first inning, like 8 or 9-0. They scored 5, I think, in the third or fourth. They ended up losing 12-5. Didn't get mercied, which is a good thing, a good sign. Always a good thing to not get mercied in the Titan League. The Blue Wahoos come in at number 5. They remain number 5. They dropped the doubleheader. They dropped the first game to the Robins 7-2. They dropped the second game to my team, QJL, BJL, Queen Jewish Link, Bahrain Jewish Link, I think 10-5. They're also struggling mightily as they're 0-3. The good thing about the Titan League is that you automatically have a shot in the playoffs. The 5 and 6 seed play a 1 game, or sorry, the 4 and 5 will play 1 game for the play-in. So right now, Blue Wahoos and Town Appliance, even though they haven't gotten a win, they are tied for the last playoff spot. Coming number 4 are the Robins, 2-0. I mentioned on my WhatsApp status a few minutes ago. This is going to be their first test they faced in the Titan League. They handled the Blue Wahoos and Town Appliance really well. They're decent teams, but they're definitely not. When you think high-level Titan, you think Gordon Companies, and that will be the team that Ariel Cohen will be facing off against. Big pitching matchup, Ariel Cohen versus Jesse Kaufman, something to look out for as well. Big test. Coming in number 3, and the only movement here.
That's probably the matchup of the week, by the way.
It is. Look,
Oh, okay, yeah, no, that I'm very interested to see how that's going to go down. It's Ariel's first big test, right?
Yeah, and I got a message from our next guest saying it's a chutzpah for not saying MS Motors versus Cobra Rentals when the top 2 in the Power Ranking or Legacy League is not the matchup of the week. We'll talk to him about that coming up.
The answer is that the Ariel Cohen has a much longer history in the league, so it's more interesting.
Correct. Coming in at number 3 and moving down 2 spots, coming this matchup actually is Gordon Companies. They did play the Bombers. They got beat up for most of the game. They made a late comeback. However, they lost to the Bombers and now 1-1. And I have to put my team, QJL, BJL, ahead of them. We are now 3-0. We did not play Gordon Companies yet. We did beat the Bombers. We just had to respect we'll put the Bombers up 1 spot in the 1 seed as they swept their doubleheader, beating Town Appliance, beating Gordon Companies. You got the Bombers at 1. Edgar Age Bombers. Thank you, Seth Fishman. Number 2, QJL, BJL is my team 3-0. Gordon Companies, Robins, Town Appliance.
How did Gordon Companies fall to 3?
Well, because my team's 3-0. And we beat the
They
Bombers.
won 2 championships in a row.
They're 1-1. They faced their first legit team of the season, and they're outmatched for 5 of the 7 innings.
You made this mistake in the basketball league when you took Olam out of the. No, when you took Link. Well, maybe you didn't make a mistake because Link
In
ultimately
the
ended up
basketball
losing
league,
to Fly Vipers. You
we have
know.
a couple of fun podcasts next week, and we have a very big and fun event we are planning for our championship game Wednesday night. We invite all teams to send their two best shooters. The prize is being worked on. There'll be Smash House catered food, and for the championship winning team, BHIS Sports Bar and Grill will be sponsoring dinner for them as well. But we did not forget about the rest of the league. We highly recommend everyone come watch the game and watch your players and teammates as they will be repping your team and a chance to win something for your team potentially for future seasons where details are being worked out. But anyways, a lot going on. Gridiron Gauntlet, all the fun stuff. We'll plug it in our next podcast coming in the next hour or so. So stay tuned for that. We got to log off right now. Hopefully I wasn't too low this podcast. And thanks for tuning in. Those are your power rankings. Thanks, Dave.
You ended it.